Good day to you. My name's Toby, and welcome back to the GBP USD Lab. Just quickly, we're still on the LTC USD chart because it's the weekend and it's just a visual while I talk to you about a very boring topic, shall we say. So without further ado, we shall crack on. In the last video, I talked about patience, why it's so difficult and why it's such an important part of trading well. Today, I want to talk about something closely related to that. Boredom. Because boredom is one of those most misunderstood parts of trading. And for a lot of traders, it's where things quietly start to fall apart. Most people don't get into trading expecting it to feel boring. They expect excitement, they expect action, constant engagement. But real trading, done properly, often feels the opposite. Boredom feels uncomfortable because it feels unproductive. When nothing's happening, when price isn't setting up, when there's no obvious trade, it feels like you're wasting your time. And that feeling creates pressure to do something, pressure to justify being there. That's when traders start manufacturing trades. Not because the setup is there, but because they're bored. The difference between boring and unclear. Well, there's an important distinction here. Boring doesn't mean unclear, and unclear doesn't mean opportunity. Most of the time, the market is actually very clear. It's clearly not offering anything. But instead of accepting that, we try to interpret noise as structure, movement as intent, random candles as signals. Boredom tempts you to see things that aren't really there. Overtrading rarely starts with greed, it starts with boredom. You've been waiting, nothing's happened. You feel switched on and ready, but there's nowhere to apply it. So you lower your standards, just slightly, and once you do that, everything looks tradable. That's how discipline erodes, not through big decisions, but through small compromises. Trading one player has made this very clear to me. When you only watch GBP USD, there's nowhere to hide. If it's boring, it's boring. You can't flick to another chart and convince yourself there's opportunity somewhere else. That forces honesty. And that honesty is uncomfortable, but incredibly useful, powerful. For me, the goal isn't to eliminate boredom, it's to recognize it for what it is. Boredom usually means conditions aren't right, patience are required, nothing needs doing. That's not a problem, that's information. The moment I stopped treating boredom as a signal to act, my trading became calmer. Doing the work in trading doesn't always look active. Sometimes it looks like waiting, reviewing, journaling, walking away. Those things don't feel productive, but they protect your edge. They protect your account. Most traders don't lose because they miss opportunities. They lose because they create trades when none exist. One of the biggest shifts for me was realizing that boredom is protective. It keeps you out of bad trades. It keeps you from forcing outcomes. It keeps you aligned with your process. The traders who survive long term aren't the most excited ones, they're the calmest. If trading feels boring right now, that doesn't mean you're doing something wrong. It might mean you're finally seeing the market clearly. This channel exists to normalize that, to show that trading well often feels quiet, uneventful, and repetitive. And that's exactly how it should be. In the next video, I want to talk about confidence and why it often disappears when you need it the most. If this video resonated at all, please consider subscribing. This is the GBP USD Lab, and I'll see you in the next one.